protection agents. They opened fire on a family's truck. Customs and Border Protection, CPB agents opened fire on a family in California. We have the footage.
What do you want? What do you want? Identification. No, lo voy a abrir. Hey, you can't do that. No le abras, no le abras, no le abras, no le abras, no le abras. No le abras. Guay. No le abras. No le abras. No lo puedo abrir, ¿por qué? What do you want? What do you want? Identification. No. No, lo voy a abrir. Hey, you can't do that.
Broad daylight, right thing to do? Well, let's tell you about it. NBC Los Angeles reported that CPB agents opened fire on the family as they surrounded their truck in San Bernardino, California. This was Saturday morning, as one CPB agent demanded that the father get out of the vehicle. He then started smashing the vehicle's window to gain access to the inside. Father then hit the gas to try to escape, after which several shots could be heard as agents opened fire. Local news station KTLA reporting, after the father successfully fled the scene, he called local police and asked for help because masked men had opened fire on his truck. Department of Homeland Security spokesperson defended the agents' actions in a statement to NBC Los Angeles. Here's the quote. In the course of the incident, that suspect drove his car at the officers and struck two CPB officers with his vehicle, they said, because of the subject's forcing a CBP officer to discharge his firearm in self-defense. Look, that's the statement. Maybe parts of it are true, maybe parts of it aren't. I'm reminding you, this is their statement. The father, who only wished to be identified as Francisco, pointed out that the agents refused to identify themselves and presented no warrants to justify the search of his truck. I had to protect my life and my family, he explained to NBC Los Angeles. My truck was shot 3 times. His son-in-law, who only wished to be identified as Martin, similarly critical of the agent's actions. It's just upsetting that it happened to us, he said. I'm glad my brother is okay, Pop is okay, but it's just not cool that immigration enforcement officials are able to do something like that. According to KTLA, federal agents surrounded the family's house later that afternoon, demanded that the father come out so that he could be arrested. He refused, and agents eventually departed from the neighborhood without detaining him. Now, you can't have it both ways, folks. Either you are so dangerous that we have to surround your vehicle and discharge our guns in broad daylight, or you're not. And if I show up at your house and you don't come out and I have lawful reason to demand you do so, I'm not going to go get coffee, donuts, or anything else. We've got to see this through. You're a danger, you're a threat to the community. Which is it? How could they just go home? Local advocacy group, Inland Coalition for Immigrant Justice, said on its Instagram page that it was mobilizing to provide legal support for the family. Jackson, I'm still looking for probable cause. Like, why were these parties engaged in the first place? Why did the party with the mask on engage the family in the first place? It's a mystery to me. And as I was reading parts of this and then reading the statement from the police account, I could just hear people saying, "Oh, just comply." Well, here's what we've reported in the last several weeks. There are people who, based on the color of their skin, the language they're speaking, who are being targeted by both ICE, Border Patrol, but also by wannabes, criminals who are just out to do harm to them. That's just a fact. That's going on right now as we speak in this country. Can you make sense of some of this? Do you have a perspective on it?
Well, I mean, really, a lot of what I've been thinking about as we've been covering this story, and as I was reading through it this morning from the production document, is how much this is encouraged, particularly by ICE's push to hire 10,000 new people with such low hiring standards. We're going to have these types of problems skyrocketing out of control as if they aren't bad enough already. 10,000 new hires, that's a lot of people for any organization, but particularly in a short amount of time. All the incentives that they're giving people to join, up to $50,000 signing bonuses, get your student loans forgiven. The age limit has been removed.
Is that why they can hire the washed up Superman? What's his name?
Dean
This is
Cain,
the,
I think was his
yeah,
name.
he's also now.
Yeah,
He says he's
exactly. So
signing up
like
immediately.
you
So
got that. I
they've
mean,
got
yeah, he
him.
getting that. I mean, $50,000 up front. That's a lot of money if you can get it. But again, like that, and part of how the Department of Homeland Security promoted their age cap removal is like we're strengthening father-son bonds like never before. Like, get your son and go out and hunt these immigrants. And one of the bigger issues with how this is branded is that there's so many criminals about. They're all a bunch of criminals that we need thousands and thousands of new agents to round them all up because there's so many criminals in the country. But we know that that isn't true. We know that most people, undocumented immigrants here, overstayed their visas, and so many of them work in the fields like where I've been over the weekend. I'm in California. I spent some time I'll talk a little bit more about it in a story later, in a farming community out here. This is who most of undocumented immigrants are, who work
Mhm.
vast stretches of farmland that a lot of these people don't even see, who like watch Fox News and all these other right-wing outlets. They have no idea how interconnected and complex this country truly is. All they know is the rural little town that they live in. So this type of stuff, unfortunately, is going to get a lot worse, and a lot of it is going to have to do with ICE's outreach for 10,000 new people with such low quality hiring standards. It's going to get bad.
So we know what happens when members of law enforcement aren't necessarily the best and the brightest. Doesn't bode well. You're bringing in all these people into a culture that's already suspect. And they seem to relish breaking that window and taunting. And again, where's the probable cause? And why did they leave when they had him barricaded inside his own home? If he's that dangerous, shouldn't they go back now? I don't want them to, because it's a farce. That's why.